Howdy, folks. How you guys doing? A lot to talk about today. I feel like there's a lot to talk about. Today we're going to be. Well, here. Let me introduce myself. Let's start with that. Hi. They call me Pi. I draw, I paint, I make games, do all kinds of stuff. In fact, let me show you a little bit about the game I'm working on now. It's called Your Class Rep. Here is some box art, cover art kind of thing for it. It's a physical card game. Here's some examples of the cards. So they're pretty cool. And what we do on this channel is every day we're documenting our progress towards getting this game published. So right now the plan I have is to go through Kickstarter. There may be some changes in those plans ever so slightly, but really excited to get this game in front of you guys and kind of show you the steps to getting it published. So maybe if you're looking to publish your own game, you can kind of see what that looks like. So if that's something you'd be interested in, you can definitely click the subscribe button and check back daily as I put out more videos. Usually I do those early in the morning. Today's a little bit of an exception, but you should expect a video out every day. Also, another way you can follow us is on Discord. Let me see if I can get a Discord thing up for you. One moment, please. And this is all done live in one take, so that's something else to keep in mind as we kind of fumble through. But we also do these here. Let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah. So we do daily so Discord, you can follow kind of the patch notes, see what's going on with the game, just dev stuff. You can kind of see the process here, comment and give advice, suggestions on what you think we should do. We also do daily art prompts here, so you can see some examples of people, defected, DPA we call them, always putting in hard work. Shares whole process videos of what he does in the Discord. We meme a little bit, a lot of fun stuff in here. I can see some of yesterday's. We did a prompt on the one and only Mr. EAD. So lots of fun to happen. You should have a link to our Discord in the description. So let's go back to here. And today we're going to be working on some more cover art or some more box art. So this is one version. We may need to make some slight adjustments and changes, but this is for the first set. So our game, Your Class Rep, has 3 sets of cards. There's Homeroom 1A, you can see that indicated here. And then we're also going to have Homeroom 2A and Homeroom 3A in our first launch. So that's the goal. So we're going to need to work on Homeroom 2A. In fact, a couple days ago, we went through and did some thumbnails on what those would look like. And I have a notebook in front of me sitting on my lap with some other concepts and ideas. So we're going to explore some of those today. In fact, here's a list of what the goal is to accomplish this week. So I'm not going to put it on screen. Actually, maybe I will. So let's jump back to Discord because I think I put it there. Discord, where are you? So included here in the dev updates. In fact, these are they're here. Nope, that's not it. They're right here. So this week the goal is to really knock out the first cover 2A and cover 3A, and then to work on the manual. We're also going to focus on redoing these 2 cards here. So hopefully we can do that this week. It's a lot to do in 1 week, but that's the goal. Reason being is we can do a lot of these other characters while the Kickstarter is running. I think we have the vast majority and we can show a lot of diversity in what we want to do. I think these characters are okay. I think they're serviceable, but I want to have a little bit more just a higher level of quality. I don't really know how else to put it in the cards that I release. So we're going to invest some more time in some of these other cards. All right, so with that said, all that done and out of the way, let's get into some actual art today. So first things first, we need to do some organization today. So here, let's jump back over here. I forget, I have a sound effect now. And we also have big mode. Now, I set up big mode and I haven't really been showing it off. But here's big mode. I might need like a cool transition or something when we go to big mode. Yeah, big mode and back to normal. All right, so what we need to do is kind of organize these a little bit better. Shadows, just so we have a or we could just say we'll organize it later. So we'll call this home home room. Do you guys see that too? Home room 1A. So I think moving forward, what this will probably look like. What is going on? Oh, I didn't put them in the home. I didn't put them in there. Okay. Can we chuck all of this in there? Okay. Cool. So we can work with that. So what we're going to do today, just kind of rough stuff in. We're not going to do a ton of detail. And it literally takes like, this one took probably 6 or 7 hours total. Maybe a little longer than that to get this where I wanted it. And I'm still not happy. I may end up going back and making some adjustments. So we're not going to do the whole thing today, but we are going to get a decent amount done. So we need to switch back to our pencil tool. There we go. We actually need to borrow some colors from here. Uh-oh, we're having a little bit of lag again, guys. Here, hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. That took a little bit, but we got everything resolved. I actually went ahead and grabbed some reference images as well. Just went to Google, typed in, I think, man violinist and female violinist or woman violinist, and pulled these reference images here for you. Well, for me, they're not really for you guys. And then we're going to go ahead and just do some sketching. So we'll probably do a couple different versions. Let's make sure I'm using a mouse again today. I may end up switching to my tablet, maybe, but probably not. So this actually kind of changes what I was going to do a lot. Looking at the reference images, I really like, let's see if I can, I like this one. I like these looks here as well. I think this kind of fits the character's vibe a little. I think this one's cool too. I'll zoom in on it. The quality isn't great, but I like her hair. I like her hair a lot, and she's kind of the ethnicity I picture the female violinist character. And speaking of, just real quick, I'm gonna go back here and show you guys this again. Oh, I don't have it loaded. I actually had to restart Photoshop. Hopefully pulling all this stuff back in doesn't destroy what I'm trying to do. What the characters we're going to be having as our kind of cover characters, or the class reps, are, well, they're the class reps for 2A. So you have the male character. He's supposed to be like the really charismatic, cool, kind of like boy band-esque character. You might see like yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And then the our female character has this big double bass. So we're going to try and work them in as the leads. And this will kind of give the player a higher fidelity look, our way to consider the characters. All right, so we'll jump back here, get rid of all this junk, and let's do some actual art now. 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, 10 minutes in, we'll start doing some art. All right. So in my mind, we have them on a stage. That's usually where the characters are, on some type of stage in front of people. They're, you know, the class representatives. Something like that, and we'll just compare sizes here. So I have about this much space to work with. The logo really should be on its own layer. Let's see if we can find it real quick. I think it's here. Nope, that's not it. That's a little strange. Should I put it in one of these? Doo doo. Doo doo. Oh, you know what? Okay, that explains a lot. There we go. Oh my gosh, excuse me, guys. All right, so we're actually gonna pull this out. Yeah, there we go. Just want to have everything on. So what we ended up doing was just making a second layer. We should probably pull that out. So I made a copy of this so I can kind of keep everything there. And I'm gonna change this eraser to a pencil mode as well. All right, now 12 minutes in, we'll start drawing. All right. Yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out with me so long through all the technical difficulties and everything. All right, so the camera might be pulled a little bit further back than it was for these guys. Or we could just not show their legs. That's a possibility too. So I do want to have enough space for them to have some personality. I'm also going to have her... I'm going to do this in 2 layers. So I want her to have some space. We can resize this later if we need to and paint over it again. So we're more worried about proportions within. She's supposed to be a decently tall character. What did I do with her hair? I forgot. Ooh, almost closed it. Okay, so we do have a, oop, we do have a little bit of a bang here. Excuse me, guys. This pollen's been destroying my whole life. We'll put the earring in front. So we may want to revisit this and have her head tilted more, or something. But again, we're just roughing this in for right now. Her dress is way longer than that. I don't want her to have like too much of a like an adult's figure, because she is supposed to be like a middle schooler, an older middle schooler, but middle schooler nonetheless. So probably want to tone that down a little. We can hide her a little bit behind the base. So my concern now, looking at this, is it doesn't show enough of the base. Here we are. So I want to make this a little bit smaller. Give her some back muscles. And we'd invest more time into the eyes and that, of course. Sorry, the microphone's super far from my face. How are we feeling about this? Let's compare again to. You can probably make her a little smaller and make her head a little bigger. So let's do that. And what the ratio I'm looking at, just so you guys know, is, so this, he's supposed to be a little taller than normal, but the ratio I'm looking at for the frame of the camera is his top of his head to his waist. So that's the comparison I'm making in my head when I'm looking at this. Like, we want her to take up about as much space as he does. And we still need to leave room for Mr. Show Off here, Mr. Charismatic, Mr. Perfect. And what I might do, actually, now I'm looking at this, is raise this up. And again, I'll probably be working on this more tomorrow. We're getting close to that 20-minute mark, and I definitely don't want to go over 30. Moving forward, I want to keep these like digestible, you know. All right, we're starting to get a little bit of lag now too. Oh man. All right, we'll have to come back. We'll probably do this on a different layer, so I'm not gonna get too stressed out about that. I don't want to block everything. We want to make her head a little bit bigger, I think, right? Yeah. So let's do that. Something like that. I think we're getting a little too caught in the weeds here. All right, now for our other character, I think we can make him a little bit taller. So we want them looking at the camera, I believe. Oh, no, no. So we can have him looking. Oh my gosh, bro. We got to figure out what's going on with our computer. I really do think it's a memory issue, and memory's so expensive right now. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions or tips or tricks on how you've been solving this stuff. Want him a little bit taller than she is. Well, this is actually not really necessary, so we'll consider that. I mean, he's in middle school. Maybe he's gonna get his growth spurt later, right? I do think we want to break silhouette here. But you see how those lines are going straight if I draw too fast? But yeah, we definitely need to have him holding this higher so it shows. I almost want to switch the sides they're on. I think that base is going to take up, it's just going to take up too much space. And I can't really flip them, I think. But I can put him behind her. And I can change the way he's looking. See, these are the things, and like most things in life, you really have to get the experience by doing. Oops, I kind of didn't mean to do that, but we'll flip. Now it looks like his neck is broken. We can fix that though. Let's turn his body a little bit. Oh, merge that down. I ended up making a second layer for his head and then just drawing on that layer. I just merged everything down into one. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on how I can make like a better experience for you guys, please, by all means, let me know. I'm very interested in making this something people watching will enjoy. But yeah, I think we're getting close to being about done, or where I want to be, you know, before I move on to like a next step, which is kind of refining the lines and working through that. Probably need to make the booty of the. What's the bottom part of a violin called? I don't know. Okay, so I'm thinking something like this. Our hero on here is super plain. She's big old earrings. Where we're gonna hide some of her personality. That was the longest sentence ever. All right, so something like that. And then we'll have the students' silhouettes in the front, classmates' silhouettes. I think I can get away with making his head a lot bigger and maybe making his body a little smaller. So we'll come back and we'll play around with some of those ideas later. I may work on this a little bit off camera. I'll probably record it, but just work on it off camera. And that said, I'll bring that up later. No, I have to say it now, right? I have to. There's a lot of recorded footage of this process, and I don't really know how to share it with you guys. Not this, specifically, but the game in general. All of the pixel art I've made, it's literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of art, and I don't really know how to share it. Some thoughts I've had are maybe like a Patreon, maybe just throwing it on YouTube all in one go. I'm using it as a backup in case I miss a day. I can just throw a video of raw art footage on. So let me know what you guys would be interested in and how you'd be interested in seeing it. I really don't want to just put a bunch of videos up on YouTube for no real reason. So we're going to need the silhouettes of these characters' heads, the switching subjects, from the second class. So let's grab a couple. There are, I think, 5 students in this class. There are the class reps, the punk kids, the band kids, hip hop kids. Okay, so we only have 8 kids in this class. Only, I think we had 8 kids in the other class. 2 of them are already going to be in front. So we have the punk kids, hip hop kids, and the band kids that we need to show. So I think one of the punk kids definitely needs to be one of them. One of them has like a spiky mohawk. One has like a half shaved head. I don't know how to really show her. Throw his ear in here. But yeah. So that's 2 down. Then we have our female band kid. She has a little circular bun. See if we can throw her in there like that. You have another character with like a bowl cut. That's the other musician. I'll show you guys him. And then we also have 2 more characters, the hip hop kids. So one of them is a young lady with a hat, and the other one is a kid with a beanie. So maybe we do it this way. Hat. Beanie. I thought I had this on loop. I guess not. We got beanie in here. He actually has dreads, so we can fan that out a little bit. And then we can put our friend with the shaved side of her head here. I'll see if all this reads correctly. Uh-oh, we got some gap somewhere. Oh my gosh, we have so much space, guys. What am I tripping about? All right. There we go. All right, well, with all this to work with, we gotta reconsider some of our choices here, right? So we'll do that tomorrow. Sometime between now and tomorrow. Like I said, may work on this a little off camera, but as always, guys, so thankful for you guys hanging out with me through this whole process. If you want to learn more about the game, you can join our Discord, subscribe to the channel. Either way, hopefully, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. As always, God bless, be safe, and yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.